Hey, what's up you guys? It's Anastasia back with another video today. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a different video. I normally make witchy or fashion tips, but I did want to talk about my business. I do have an Etsy shop that has been changing my life. It started in February and a lot of you guys ask all these types of questions, so I figured that I could start a little series, maybe like the Business Witch or something cute. We can come up with a fun name where you guys can ask me questions or I can just share about my small business knowledge. To start this off, I do want to say I did go to college for social media marketing. I did get my degree in 2018. I got my bachelor's degree in social media marketing, so that definitely helped me out a lot. And I didn't have my business. I graduated and then worked in like the real world, and I had a job 9 to 5. It sucked. I hated it. Well, I freelanced for a while doing people's social media. Love that. I was helping other small businesses out, but it was kept getting like screwed over. Like I would do like all of this work, like rebranding for them and everything, and one brand owes me a bunch of money. The other brand just kind of let us all go without any warning because they went down, which happens with small businesses. So it's just been really sketchy working like that. So I figured that wasn't working. Let me go to a steady 9 to 5. I will know I'm gonna get paid every week or every 2 weeks. I got a job in January. I secured my position was social media specialist, which was a really great position. And I don't mind sharing how much I made back then, because for me, I live in California, and with a bachelor's degree, I got $20 an hour, which was sick. But in California, it's still very much hard to live here. So I was working like 40 hours a week there. Got that in January, and then by the end of February or beginning of March, we were working from home. Now, because I was helping them a lot with like my branding or their branding in social media ads, but not their like, well, ads, but not their social media. And I kept like giving them all these tips, didn't want to listen to me, and that's completely fine. But it kind of got to a point where I kept giving the companies that I was working for like these tips that I really thought was going to help, and no one was listening to me, or they didn't want to bump me up a certain position in the social media, whatever. I even had a company that I worked for like a year and a half. I really was riding hard. I thought I was going to get on their social media team. Didn't, which is completely fine because it's what got me here today, which is owning my own brand that's very successful, and I'm blessed. I want to say thank you. I will get into the Q&A portion, but I just kind of wanted to set this up a little bit. So I was like, okay, that's fine, I guess I'll start my own business, but I didn't know what I wanted to do quite yet. Then comes TikTok. This is something, okay, so I guess we'll get into this really quickly. I have a TikTok page. That's probably why you guys know me, or that's where my business started, honestly, because you guys asked me to do it, and I entirely owe my success to everyone that follows me. But I started a TikTok sharing my witchy tips because I didn't even know there was a witchy community on TikTok. I got on there and I think I saw something on my For You page and was like, are you kidding me? Like I've been practicing for a long time, but my occult practices have been something that I keep very, very private because people are judgmental. They think that you are doing something that you're not, or maybe you are, whatever. But with my practice, people always thought it was satanic, when really I'm just trying to grow myself and be a better person. And I work a lot with plants. So I always kept it not like a secret, but I didn't post about it. I didn't make it like my presence at all, because it's just like, no, it's not it's not a religion. Witchcraft isn't a religion, but to me, it's a practice that I do in my everyday life. So no, sometimes I share my tarot spreads, but really never, because people would still think that that was like demonic. So I started finding this community on TikTok and posting like the tips that I had found, things that I wish I knew when I was like baby or beginner practitioner witch, things that I found online, things that worked and didn't work for me. I started sharing that. And quickly, within, I think like the first 2 weeks, I had like 10,000 followers, which was insane. And then I think within the first 2 months, no, I think it was even the first month, I think we were at 20 or 30,000. I was literally just like, what is going on? I have no idea. And I didn't have any products that I was selling at that point. I was just sharing stuff. Well, one day I shared a video of, it was the love oil, which is a self-love and like an empowering oil that I wanted to show people the recipe of, because I just really, really enjoyed making it. And it's something that I made for myself for years and just wanted to show. And I had so many, I mean, the video blew up. It's one of the top sounds to, it's like a Stevie Nicks, My Mother song. and I'm like one of the top videos. It was one of the first videos of mine that went really viral, and so many people wanted me to make it for them. And I was just like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, here's the recipes or whatever. You guys can make it at home. But people were like, no, like, we want to buy this from you. Like, from you. We want to use your magic. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I could do that, but I don't know how. I don't have a shop. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I can make an Etsy. And then from there, that's where it all started. So that's where I started with my business. Just a little bit of a backstory. I asked on Instagram today for your guys' questions. We can go way into how I set up the business, and I want to talk about how I set it up because I had zero money. Well, I had a little bit, literally probably like 150 bucks to start my business with. And I think I'm up to something like 4,000 sales in less than 6 months. So it's been insane. I would love to share all of those tips, what you need, what I used, what I wish I knew, what I really didn't need, those kind of things. I will make a whole separate, probably like I said, series. So like I said, I went on Instagram today and asked on both of my pages, my shop page and my personal page, if you guys had any questions about my business. So today I'll be answering those. We'll see what people have to say. Sorry, I just had to change the battery on my camera, and also the lighting is a little bit rough because the lighting's behind me, but I wanted to sit in front of my Christmas tree. So let's get back to the question. So the question was how to promote if you don't have a following. If you have a little bit of extra money, or if you have the resources to go ahead and reach out to bigger or influencers that are in the same market as you. So I have an online apothecary for witches. I sell, yes, I do sell spell items, but I also sell oils, bath bombs, that kind of stuff, or bath equipment and that kind of stuff. So I would reach out to other people in like my realm. So I would be reaching out to people that like herbals that like herbs, crystals. I have a lot of divination things. I also make jewelry, these snake earrings. This isn't witchy at all. So if you could find someone that's really into just promoting, I have kind of like, I don't know how to explain my jewelry line. It's just stuff that I really like, and it's eclectic. So I have like these necklaces, I have dagger earrings, I have pill earrings, like I have snake earrings, I have incense holders and stuff. Go ahead and find creators that make stuff or like things that are like that already. Reach out to them and see if that you can do a trade, so they can create really amazing both photos for you, and you can use it for your own platform if you work that with them. Make sure you make in the email that you work out with them, or however you're working that out. Make sure that you can use the photos, because it's really great for you as well to expand your portfolio. But from there, you'll also be promoted on their page as well. So I like doing that. Thankfully, I have a lot of friends in my field that I can send things to, and a lot of customers post videos. I will say, put like little thank you cards with like, I have one that says, thank you so much for supporting my small business, with like a little note at the bottom. I sometimes handwrite. If you hear my cat chewing in the background, I'm not gonna stop her from eating, but she's eating. You can say, don't forget to leave us a review. So that way when people get their package, they sit down and they take a really cute picture. That's more promotion for you too. Someone's asking that this is semi-related. Do you think you'll start shipping to Canada? I love to buy your stuff. I actually do ship to Canada. I just opened up international shipping, so there's that. How can you grow your audience on Etsy? I recently opened up a shop here and I need tips. So that kind of falls into the last question. Go ahead and make sure you get some really good marketing going on. If you want to run ads, you can do that, but I haven't paid for ads at all yet on my products. Etsy actually, Luna, no, it's okay. Etsy has actually been running ads for me for free on Pinterest, I've noticed, which they sometimes do because obviously they make money off of my products too, so they like to push the ones that are doing well. I really like using social media, obviously. I'm on social media right now talking about my business, but TikTok has really made my life grow. My life, my business, everything. So if you can promote yourself on there, I like to do packing videos or talking about your products. That's really great. On Etsy, make sure your tags are set up well. So if you don't have a big, you don't have that many people liking or favoriting your shop, make sure to switch up your tags and make sure that they are in the same market as other things. So let's say you're selling plant mugs, I don't know. You need to look up, it may be Monstera plant mugs. Look up a bunch of different keywords. What are the same things that, like, look at the things that are the same 5 things that are being promoted. Why are they being promoted? Probably because they're using the hashtags or the keywords that you are thinking of immediately. Sorry that you can see the light go back and forth. My cat's playing with the blinds now. Those are the things that, it's SEO, search engine optimization. So you need to treat your listings like things that you would think people are gonna look up. So they might not know the name. Like I have an oil that's called Aphrodite's Touch. It's a personal empowerment oil for lust, allure, and charm stuff. So they're not gonna know the name of that, but I have self-love oil, personal empowerment oil, that kind of thing. Where do you get your packaging? So this is something that I could go really in depth in with when we ever do the what you need for a small business and stuff. I get my packaging from a load of different places depending on what it is and what it is for, because I have a bunch of different products. But like I said, when you're opening a shop, I said focus on a couple of different products, like a select few that you know are gonna be your core products that sell, that you are really confident in. Spend a lot of time and effort putting your thought process into entirely. So they're perfect, right? From there, I started getting my stuff from Amazon for a while. I got poly mailers, I have bubble mailers, I have little jewelry boxes. I got my tape in bulk from there for a while. You can get really good sheet counts of tissue paper for like 6 cents a thing, which is not that bad. But you have to spend like $30 to get the big ream of like 500 or something. But that's really good to start. They have really plain ones up into really cute, like you could get manila envelopes up into the really cute poly mailers that have like little flowers or whatever designs on them. They're super cute. But from there you can use a different, if you want and you're starting to get lots of orders and you can buy things in bulk, that's obviously where you want to go, and I can talk about that later. But I started with Amazon. I'm gonna be honest with that. I did get a lot of my shipping supplies from them. Okay. How do you get people to try/buy your products for the first time and get reviews without seeming pushy? So if you're starting out again, if you're on, I'm just gonna talk about Etsy because that's the platform I use. I love and hate that platform, but so does everyone. I'm thinking about getting my own domain, but things have been a whirlwind, so that needs to happen. But for Etsy, like I said, I talked about my thank you card that has a please leave a review, some sort of, if you love your product, leave us a review at blah blah blah. Etsy does right away, or I think it's after your product has been delivered, it gives them a push to leave a review. I always like to throw in extra goodies. It incentivizes people, even if there's like, let's say something broke in shipping, because shipping has been really crazy recently. I always give a goodie bag of free stuff, and it's not just like, well, whatever, I'm not gonna like come for anyone's free stuff. But because I have a crystal and apothecary thing, I make personalized spell candles for everyone. They're usually self-love. They have been for the past 2 months. I give, depending on the season, right now it's a candy cane, a hand-picked crystal that I mined from the ground, and a moonlight sage sticker. So that, for me, honestly, I get so many reviews that people say thank you so much for the goodie bag. And I think it triggers something in them. It makes them happy. And I know that I really enjoy getting free stuff too. But without seeming pushy, you can set up on a lot of different websites, at least on Etsy, and I think Shopify, because I used to work for a company that used Shopify. You can set up a system that asks for reviews, and you can give them like 5% off, 10% off, which usually doesn't end up being that much. It's like $1, $2 off of your total, but it incentivizes them to leave a review. Or you could always say, if you leave a review, or returning customers get whatever % off. Ask your friends. If you don't have a lot of Etsy orders and they aren't coming back and leaving reviews, ask your friends to go ahead. If they bought something, please leave a review. It's gonna, honestly, they change things up. I also take screenshots of my reviews, put them in Canva or Unum or something, and make them really cute, and make sure that I put them on my story. Not always, because sometimes I'll have like days where I have 15 reviews and I don't want to put them all up and bombard my feed, but I like showing people that I'm appreciative of what they say, because I literally read every single review. I read every message, every comment. If anyone has any questions or concerns, I want them to know that I'm reading it, and it genuinely means a lot. Like when someone's really happy about their product, I'm genuinely sitting here in my house. The oven's ready because we're making incense holders. I'm genuinely sitting here in my house, like reading the reviews, being so happy. Someone asked, should I cleanse the things I purchased from you before I use them? This is honestly not a business thing, but if you're watching this, you don't need to. I cleanse everything that comes in from anywhere, any one of the vendors that I get it from, and I cleanse everything before it leaves. But I do know from leaving my house, it goes through post offices and trucks and things. So if you want to, go ahead and do that. But I do pre-cleanse everything. Andrew asks, why are you such a bad bitch? I don't know. Andrew's the ultimate hype man. Quick tips on beginning, do's and don'ts. I guess I'll make this one a little bit quick because this could be a whole video. do invest your money back into your business. I honestly, for the first like couple months that I had my business, well, maybe not couple months, I'm sure I paid myself a little bit because I needed money for a bit. Like I literally had so many medical bills within the first couple months of my business. It was insane. So we did have to use that for some medical bills, but anytime I got paid, if there was like a left after obviously all of the fees and taxes and everything, if I could not pay myself, I would go ahead and invest that back into the business, whether that be for better packaging, for graphics, for my graphics for anything on my page. I needed business cards, which I still don't have, but I had like a thank you card made, or stickers. I had sticker sheets made. Investing in better packaging, investing in different crystals. I had to test different things out, and that's the thing, like it takes money to test vendors out, so that's hard and it takes a lot of time. So I will say go ahead and invest your money back into your business if you can, and don't spend too much money on ads. Because I know that that's silly. In the beginning, you don't need to. You can be your biggest ad and marketing person. And I could maybe sit down and do a whole, like, that would be hard. But I could do a whole, maybe like 30 or 45 minutes, how I would start Instagram. Because like, the way that that needs to roll is a whole machine itself. How I would run if you want to go ahead and do Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, all of those different things are really, really important. I don't have a TikTok or Twitter for my pay or my business, and nor do I have a Facebook, but I can't keep up with just my TikTok right now and my Instagram, so I'm trying. But yeah, don't spend too much money on ads and stuff, or sending money to or sending products to influencers if you're not getting return. And that's really important too. I will say people are really quick to send things to influencers, which I know I did talk about, but make sure it's someone that you stand behind and someone that is like-minded in your product, so their fans and followers or whoever they are talking to and promoting their products to aligns with your mission statement. Mission statement, if you have one. If it's, I don't have one because it's not, my business is very, very small, but if you're a little bit bigger, maybe you have a couple people under you and are trying to be bigger. But if my values and stuff, like the people that I send my products to are my actual friends, like genuine friends. But if I didn't, like if I was slowly reaching out to like influencers that I didn't know, I would make sure that they're, because I sell stuff that's magical, or even skincare and wellness, or I talk about like I have celiac and everything. So it would align with those things. A lot of times I see people advertising things to things that I'm like, this person would never use that. And I know that because I follow this person and like they've talked about not liking this kind of thing, like a fit tummy tea, all right? Like let's say someone's like so against fit tummy tea, and then you see them promoting it like 2 months later and you're like, oh, well, I don't know if I can trust like anything they promote. So you don't want your product to be in that mix. Do you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure that everything that you're sending out has a purpose, or it's kind of a waste of your money, because you could just advertise it loving it yourself. Let me switch to my business account and check what you guys have asked there, because I haven't left this up for too long. I didn't want to have... This is random. I'm getting lots of random questions. Where did you get the pink bowl for mixing your herbs together? The thrift store. How long did it take to get your business off the ground? So I think that mine's a little bit different because, well, it did take a while, I guess I could say, but I opened my Etsy page, and I think the same night I had 2 orders because I had people waiting in my DMs like asking me for a specific product, and that's the only thing I sold for like 2 or 3 weeks because people kept asking for that love oil, and I was just like, okay. So I think I listed 12 of them and I had them sold within the first week or 2, and it was crazy to me. And then I slowly started doing the spell jar kits because people were asking for help putting spells together, and I was like, oh, this works. And I will say I started at my shop March, maybe. I need to look. I think definitely the beginning of March, very, very end of February, maybe. No, I think the beginning of March. And then I started staying home from work at the end of March. I got furloughed on May 20th. And by then it was my full-time, well, I was still like probably making like $300 to $500 a week, but that was almost the same amount that I was making after taxes at my full job. So it was like, well, if I can keep the 500-ish a week up, then I'm making the same amount. And I know here comes the money talk, but when I watch these videos, people talk about money. I guess I won't talk about what it is now, or maybe if you guys are really interested in that, I could talk about margins and everything, because I like to keep my costs super, super low for you guys, but we could talk about that another day. But I would say I definitely still have very much like some weeks are really, really good and some weeks are a little bit lower. And that depends on marketing and stuff and how hard I'm working. And really just people, what sometimes a lot of people are interested in one product one week and then it kind of goes dead, and you know, it's all different. But I think genuinely it took me like 2 or 3 months to get really steady orders. But even sometimes, like I said, I'll have like days where I'll have like 15 orders and days when I'll have like 1 or 3. So it's really random. How did you figure out everything you needed to do to open an Etsy shop? I'm gonna wait and answer that, and like how to open and things you need, or like top 10 things, how I opened a shop with like no money. I will go ahead and ask that. Or answer that over there, because that is going to be a whole thing. Someone asked, the 1099 situation puts me off a bit from starting my own. Any tips on making it easier? Accountant, CPA, somebody, because that's exactly what I'm gonna have to do. I should have one already, because instead of paying taxes at the end of the year, I'm gonna have to probably owe like thousands of dollars, which is scary. Save money for taxes, people. Please save money for taxes. I think like I've been saving money, but like I said, I had a really big medical bill, like big, very big medical bill, because I had to get a bunch of biopsies and stuff this summer. So I just took a big lump sum from my account because I was like, I need to pay this or I can't get this done. And I didn't, I mean, I'm gonna have to come up with some tax money from that, because I didn't save the money from that paycheck, and I should have. But things pop up, and that's something in my mind I know that I'm like, you're gonna have to pay taxes on. I'm saving 20% of everything that I make. At the end of the year, hopefully it won't be that much, but we'll see. But okay, so I will say Etsy does set you up with though a tax form, and I cannot remember entirely because I'm not a CPA and I'm bad at it. I did work at a tax and wellness place for a little bit in college, but I don't know enough about that. I literally just go get, if you can, well, this is bad advice. Talk to a CPA or a tax consultant, CPA, or business advisor if you have any questions about that. Etsy does give you at the end of a year a breakdown, because I already got an email about it, but I don't think, I wouldn't have that stop you from opening a business. Just inform yourself more about it. My mom's a tax consultant, so she's been kind of telling me like, this is what's gonna have to happen at the end of the year. So she's been telling me to save certain receipts, all of this kind of thing. So I kind of know what's going on. It just would be a lot easier if I started paying quarterly taxes, but this has been like my first quarter having my business. It's almost half a year. Actually, I think it's half a year, so I need to start paying into that. I would suggest, and at least that's what my mom suggests to me and most people that I've spoken to, that you pay quarterly taxes instead of having to pay at the end of the year and owing like a huge lump sum. But if you can, well, not even if you can, if you open a business and you're not good with money, in the sense of, I don't know anything about business finances. I went to school for marketing, but the business class that I took didn't go well. So I'm not gonna mess around with my money and finances like that. Find yourself a CPA or something. How do you package and ship so many packages at once? A small biz, love. That's like, okay, we love, and I don't even realize like that's a thing that people think of, because I try to every shipping day that I ship a little like I take like a snap on my stories, or not a snap, I take a story or boomerang for my Instagram stories of me just saying bye to all the packages. It's right after I give them a cleanse, I bless them and say goodbye, just so people know that things are shipping, and it gets them excited to see if there's shipments in there. Obviously I don't show anyone's names. So I ship through USPS. It's just what I use. I ship through Etsy. I buy my shipping labels because you do get a little bit of a better deal. And with USPS in my area is really bomb. You can schedule a pickup for free. So that can be Monday through Saturday. And I don't even know how many pounds it's up to. I've shipped, I mean, most of my stuff is pretty small. Like I do have like 6 by or 10, I think the most I ever sell are like boxes that are like this big, but the most I've had picked up I think was 15 or 20 pounds, and they still came and got it, and it was something like 60 packages. They just come and get it. So you can schedule a pickup through USPS.com. You just go click and ship. Well, no, that's to buy a label. Literally you go in there, you make an account. I have a PO box through them, or I had one, I have to reset it up again. I had a PO box through them, so I already had that all signed up. You can either put your home address as the pickup address, or literally wherever if you have I don't know, a warehouse or whatever, wherever you're shipping from, you just put that as the pickup address. You say how many packages are there, the estimated weight, which you should know because you're making all the labels. I always round up just so, because I personally know the lady that picks these up, just so she knows exactly how much everything's gonna weigh and she's not surprised by anything. And you fill it out and you send it. I think you have to get it in by 9:30 or 10 p.m. your time, because I tried it at 11 and it doesn't work. But then you just put it out in the morning. Sometimes I've had them come at like 9 a.m. and sometimes I've literally had them come at like 8 p.m. So you just have to put it out as soon as you wake up. If you trust the area you live in, like your neighbors aren't gonna mess with it, nobody's gonna mess with it, go ahead and do that. And that's how I ship out so many of them. They're just picked up. Now, if you can't, or if you don't trust like leaving your packages out all day to get picked up, or you can't schedule a specific time to get picked up or whatever, you can go get them all printed at your house, which is what I do. We can talk about that, how I print them all in a separate video, maybe in the things you need to have a small business. But I have my assistant, which I didn't even tell you, I have an assistant who helps me. She's the best, Hallie. Either myself, my fiance, or both of us, or Hallie will take them to the post office, and all you have to do is drop them off because they have all the shipping labels and they're prepaid. So that's bomb too. Either you can do like they have like a business actual drop-off space if you have a bunch of packages, because sometimes it's too much to bring inside and then they just get annoyed. So sometimes you go around the back and you drop them all in there, or you just walk in and you bring them the boxes. I love it. USPS is bomb for that. It makes my life super, super easy, because if I'm packing like all day or all night, I can, or if I don't have time to go to the post office, or I'm tired, or I don't like going out too much during this pandemic. I have several autoimmune things, and I hate the post office. I really hate the post office. So I try to stay away from that as much as I can. It's really amazing to do that. I really enjoy scheduling pickups. So yeah, that's how I ship out so many. But I don't know if that's genuinely what you meant, like how, or how I physically pack that many, but okay, yeah, well, so I think that was the first bit of questions. I didn't leave these stories up for that long. It's been 3 hours, but we can do parts of this, so this will be part 1. I honestly could film a portion of this every 2 weeks if you guys want. I'll leave the questions up for more. Leave questions here in the comments below if you have any for the next portion of this video, or if you want to talk about any other topics for this business series, this small business series. Go ahead and leave them in the comments below, because I will pull them from here and then my stories when I talk about them later. But this was a little bit calmer of a sit-down video. I hope that this made sense for some of you guys and gave you guys some answers. I know that I kind of dodged around a lot of them, but I really, really want to sit down for the things that you need and like how I genuinely opened my shop, because I did that all of that research happened while I was working still. And I had my shop open. I was doing my, like, I say TikTok, and I know that that sounds kind of silly to some people, that like TikTok was something that took a lot of time in my life, but it did, because it's what has me running a shop as my full-time job right now, which is crazy, and I'm so thankful. But it was something that was spending a lot of time on, and the marketing aspect while I was working was super, super important, and something that I know people think that they might not be able to juggle. And I also don't want to say that everyone can juggle this, because there's so many different aspects to people's life that I can't even look at and say like, oh, everyone can do this. So I don't want, like, people that have tried and find that they don't have this time, don't feel bad about that. I don't want to put that a disclaimer in. But I did want to talk about how you can kind of make those things work for you if you're working a 9 to 5 and still trying to come home and start your hustle so you can get out of that life, because I sure was. And the small businesses are really taking off. People are really trying to buy small and support small businesses because they're tired of getting played out, and honestly like the monopolies that these businesses are building. So I'm so grateful. If I can share tips, I want to, and if I can use my degree that I hated getting, it was the worst time of my life. It was the worst. People were like, college was the most fun of my life. It was the worst, but now it's paying off, and I thought it would never. So if I can share any of that bitter knowledge that I got with you guys, I will. And just little things that I'm picking up along the way, because I'm learning a lot from also you guys. So thank you guys for being with me. I will see you next week. Stay safe and blessed be. Bye.